We are recording, so if you want to go ahead and get started, you're more than welcome.
Well, cool. Well, hello, everybody. First of all, thank you for having me as a guest. This is a huge honor, and I'm so happy and blessed to be here with you all. This is amazing.
Laila, it's our pleasure. Thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, thank you. Well, I guess just to give a little background of who I am, my name is Laila Hameen. I am originally from Dayton, Ohio, but I've lived in Cincinnati for over 20 years. I also used to live in Maryland when I was younger. I moved around a lot as a kid. So I know like in the third grade, I moved to 3 cities and attended 3 schools in the third grade. So 3 is my number for almost everything. I feel like I learned how to be that weird kid and embrace it by moving around so much. So that was a cool part of my development. I'm an actor and a writer, and I teach. And my full-time job right now, I work as a DSP. So I basically help individuals with cerebral palsy. But when I'm not there, I'm teaching acting to little kids at a community school in the Walnut Hills community. It's a charter school. So with Halo Arts, that's my first school that I'm at doing some acting classes. So it's really fun to do and teach them how to express themselves and be okay with being loud and running around with your shoes off and all that kind of stuff. So I get to be that fun person that gives the teacher a break for an hour and they're like, oh, take them. And I'm like, come with me. I've got fruit snacks and laughter, guys. Come on. You know, I'm the fun one for an hour. So that's what I do. But basically, with Halo Arts, it's a performing arts experience that encourages individuals to use acting and storytelling as a form of self-healing above adversity. So whether you're storytelling like visually, with photography, or with art, I choose acting and storytelling, but you can still you can tell stories with any medium of art, even if you're painting or drawing. The method that I use is actually with poetry, writing short stories, acting, of course, and also just developing cool little content. With Halo Arts, we also have some visual videos that we have that we produce. We have Halo Arts Storytime, which is a little program that we do where we read kid stories to little kids online. So we pick a book, reread it, we tell kids to put on their listening ears and get ready for a cool little story. And we started doing that actually about a year ago, because when quarantine hit, it just seemed like nobody knew exactly what to do with the creative energy. And I was really thinking about reading Rainbow and how much I love reading Rainbow. And then I saw a bunch of Broadway celebrities reading stories. And I thought, surely I could do that too in Cincinnati. I could read stories to kids. I'll do it. And had the opportunity to do that. And so we also produce like panel discussion videos, Halo Arts, let's talk about art, and also set etiquette, where we talk about how to prepare for scenes and acting and a whole slew of things. So just trying to reach people. So within this, we also focus on mindfulness, which I think is something that's very, very important. And I've had to learn how to be more mindful throughout my life. And it's interesting because there's not exactly a wrong way of how to do it from what I've learned. It's about what's right for you. So some people can be mindful when they sit for 5 minutes in complete silence, and that works for them. Some people can draw for an hour, and that works for them too. And so with that, that's what Halo Arts is a very big supporter of, being mindful and just being aware, being in the moment, because there's a lot of times where we feel anxious and we feel like we're out of control and that we have to control things. And it's just like, I think, a human nature thing. We want to have some type of control, which is, natural. But it's also good to kind of like sit back, relax, and be mindful of what's going on and be in the moment. So for my first activity, we're going to just introduce ourselves. So you're going to say your first name, and then you're going to make a sound right after it. So for example, I'm Laila. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay, go for it.
I'm Karla. Shh.
I'm Bradley. Boom.
I'm Beth.
Nice.
Shell, do you want to introduce yourself? Oh, did we lose Michelle? Hey, Michelle, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah.
There she is.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you. So that's just another way of introducing, because sometimes when you're in a meeting or something and you're around a lot of people, you get their names, and a lot of times I have a hard time remembering people's names, but I will more likely remember it when there's like a little sound to go along with it. And if I'm feeling more relaxed with it and they're feeling relaxed too, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's Michael. Yeah, him over there. So once again, you're just being more mindful and like recognizing, oh, it's a sound along with that name. Oh, that's not something that's ordinary. That might not be his last name, but he made a sound with it. Stay in the moment, right? Another activity that I do with my students, and it's to basically warm up your face. So we do this thing where you're acting like you're chewing a piece of bubble gum. So I'm going to put the bubble gum in my mouth. And you can put bubble gum in your mouth as well. And you're going to chew it. And then you're going to realize this gum is really sour. You're going to keep chewing it, but then it's going to get bigger. It's so big that you can't get it all chewed. But then it shrinks down. And you're chewing the gum really small. You want to maybe blow a bubble with the gum? Blow a really small one. Okay, now blow a really huge bubble. And then you can pop it. Oh! So with improvisation, you're being in the moment. So you constantly have to think on your feet and keep it interesting, keep it fresh. Thus, practicing some mindfulness with acting.
Laila, what flavor of bubble gum were you chewing?
I was chewing the watermelon bubblicious gum.
Nice.
What were you chewing?
I was chewing cotton candy.
Cotton candy?
Candy flavored. Yeah.
Nice. Who else was chewing another flavor of gum?
Mine was probably cinnamon.
Cinnamon?
I like red hot cinnamon, yeah.
Not sure what flavor I was chewing, but I was definitely picturing like the stuff that came in the rope when we were kids. Like, remember that claw that would close?
Yeah.
Like, you could pull it out.
Yeah, I remember. Is it bubble tape?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Bubble tape. Nice. So with that, you're.
Oh, you got.
Yeah, I
muted
think that
somehow.
muted.
That's what happened. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Now
Yeah,
we can
Okay,
hear you.
sorry. My phone rang and then it muted me, and I was like, "Oh, someone's calling me. Nope, not a good time." I have to be mindful into what I'm doing at the moment. So with that, you're warming up your facial muscles, and you are also imagining how that first chew of that bubble gum tasted, like that cotton candy bubble gum. But then when it changes, you have to instantly kind of stay in that moment too. Go to the next moment. It's sour. But then you're blowing a bubble, still creating something, still on the same topic, but you're being mindful about how you're moving your body, you're moving your lips. You know, so that's something that's really important too. And the kids love doing that in acting class. They just love doing anything that's kooky. And I do too. I'm a big kid. I haven't quite grown up yet, so. Okay, so the next activity to keep you in the moment, it's entitled Do As I Do, Not As I Say. Case. This activity requires one person to do an action, and it's completely different from what they're saying. So I'll go first. Do as I do, not as I say. I am going to blow dry my hair. Okay,
Then
who wants to
join
go
in.
next?
Michelle, do you want to join in with us?
Okay.
You like acting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right, who wants to go next? Let's do as I do, not as I say.
There you go.
I'm trying to think of
Mhm.
one. I'm going to paint a painting.
We are now painting a painting.
Yeah, we're painting a painting.
Do as I do, not as I say. I'm gonna brush my teeth now.
Michelle.
Do as I do, not as I say. I'm gonna paint in midair now.
Nice. What about you, Sho? Would you like to do one?
Okay. Okay. Let's do something like this and then this.
Okay. Let's see. Is that the action? All right.
Yeah. I'm putting on lip gloss.
Putting on lip gloss.
It's not
Okay.
lipstick.
Excellent. So with that, you have to actually really pay attention to what they're actually
Yeah.
doing, not necessarily what they're saying. So it's your visual.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a little game that my kids also enjoy doing. It's do as I do, not as I say. And before you know it, it turns into something so wild. They're like, yeah, we're gonna run around you and like yell at you and like they just turn into something completely different. But it's just
Okay.
focusing in. Okay. So for our next activity, does everyone have a piece of paper and something to write with?
Yep.
Yeah. I know you guys give out some really cool art kits, so let's see if you've got some
Pants.
and something to write with. Everybody got something to write with? Okay. So for our next activity, you are going to draw a portrait of yourself as a superhero, but you must include a fruit or a vegetable as a facial feature.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
let's take some time. Think about what your magical or your superpower would be, and what fruit are you going to incorporate as a facial feature. Let's see. Let's just take a few minutes and come up with something. And the beauty of it being mindful is that there actually isn't technically a wrong way of doing it. Like there's absolutely complete openness in how you're choosing to create this. So you want to give your superhero a name and a slogan. So you know how Superman is faster
What's
than
your slogan?
yeah. Or leaps who was the one that leaps in a single bound? That's Super Batman? Oh, somebody leaps in a single bound. Yourself a slogan.
So Michelle, a slogan would be kind of like the tagline that describes your superhero. Like what's something really special about your superhero, or like what's the thing that stands out about you as a superhero?
Okay.
Somebody's grooving back there. Who's got the music?
Yeah, someone's got good music.
Oh, sorry, that's me. I didn't realize I was unmuted.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Fun. I don't mind hearing the music. It's cool.
I always turn it on when we take like pauses to draw, but I thought I was muted.
It's all good. I don't mind it. And as you're drawing it, just think about why you're making certain choices for features or what type of facial expression it is. Is it smiling? Are you smiling? Are you serious? Are you thoughtful? Or, just think about the choices that you're making as you're creating your self-portrait, because this is of you, but it's you as a superhero.
This is a self-portrait.
What'd you say?
I was doing vegetables and fruit. I was self-portraits.
Yes, that's right. Using fruit and vegetable.
So I think a little bit
Yeah.
of both. A self-portrait with fruit and vegetables, right?
Yeah.
See, I didn't get that part, Beth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's okay. You just
I
add.
thought we were doing fruits and vegetables portraits.
Oh, okay.
Well, if you have fruits and vegetables, can you turn one of them into a portrait of yourself?
I don't know about that.
Okay.
I already did the drawing already, and I didn't use my face.
Got
That's
it.
okay. All right.
But I did pick a title though to go with it.
Like, I know for me, drawing and doodling has always been something I'd love to do since I was a kid. I used
Really?
to doodle, just doodle anything. It helped me focus a lot when I was a kid and as an adult now too. Like if I have a piece of paper, my journal with me, I can be having a conversation with friends and I'll start just doodling and I'll still be paying attention to them, but I have to constantly just be creating something.
Same as me.
Yeah.
I do skit writing.
Oh, you do? You write
Yeah.
scripts? Oh, that's
I
what's
write
up.
skits.
That's
Yeah.
so
And I
nice.
like to act them out too.
Yeah? So you like to
Yeah.
act them out too? What kind
Yeah.
of script do you write? Can you
I
tell us
do.
about it?
I do. One of my favorite shows that I watch is Coronation Street. So I write scripts for Coronation Street. So yeah, so it's kind of a lot of fun for me running the scripts out and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Plus I love acting.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
too. I love acting too.
I did dancing before when I was little. Then I moved up into doing music a lot, and I did music. I did singing stuff when I was in high school. But then I got into acting.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah, I teach acting and I'm hoping to do some community acting classes outside. I'm trying to nail down to get that figured out. 'Cause I think it would be cool to have a nice spring outdoor experience of just acting, you know?
I know
And
a
it's,
person can act.
huh? What'd you
I
say?
know a person can do it act.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where?
Men's core.
Where's that at?
And that's on quick sinks. I mean,
Oh,
I have I just to the place.
is it in Cincinnati?
Yep. I have an
Oh,
address
cool.
to it. I can put it in the chat for you. You should
Yeah,
come out
sure.
and check it out. People love acting.
Yeah.
People
Oh,
think that's a good
cool.
idea. This is the place that I go to.
Yeah, go ahead and put it in the chat.
Okay.
How are those superheroes looking, y'all?
Almost
I
done.
think I'm
Almost there.
in a good place.
Mm.
And some other cool activities to do with mindfulness, if you're not necessarily wanting to draw or not feeling artsy that day, you can take a walk and you can be very present while you're in nature or around your neighborhood or even in your house. If you just set aside maybe 5 minutes for you to walk around and just be with yourself in your environment and just allow yourself to be present. Cell phones down. If music, maybe something light like the lo-fi music, just something that's just going to keep you just in your moment. Because the moment belongs to you, only you.
I just sent you the address already to this location that I go for my program.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Thank
we let
you.
people come in to do acting and stuff. If it's in person or on Zoom or something, we can definitely do it.
Yeah, I would love
Yeah.
to do that. I would love
Okay.
it. But I just want to present it as something that everybody can do. You know, you don't have
Yeah.
to have like 45 years of experience to pick up a script and just have fun. You know, it's about becoming just not necessarily a celebrity or a star, but like a star communicator, a star person who recognizes emotions and how to create, you know, pieces and things like that, just to keep it fun, fresh, mindful.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Is there any way I can get your contact info?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna put it in the chat
Okay.
right here. And something else we do at Halo Arts, we have a
Yeah.
lot of videos that we do, but one of our little programs that we have is called Conversation. And so basically, I get paired up with anybody, basically through Zoom, friends or people I've never even technically met before. Because there's
Okay.
people on my Facebook list that I've never actually like met, but we just have mutual friends and we became friends on Facebook. So basically, we look up through Zoom and we have what's called a Conversation. So we have our coloring, paint, whatever, and we just talk about current events, life. You know, if there's a business, let's talk about your business. Let's just talk because like when I was a little kid, I loved having time to just sit and color. And I felt like
Okay.
that's when I paid the most attention to my friends was when I was, you know, really? Oh, you did that too? Oh, that's so cool. So, you know, that's something that we do is about conversation. So you're having art and you're also conversing, having a conversation with individuals. It's
I think
fun.
that's my favorite part of these residency sessions is not only the art making, but I've gotten to be a part of these for the past, 9 months. And it just means that twice a day we just get to sit around and talk while we create. And so, like, don't get me wrong, I love the making part, but I love the conversation that comes out of just like sitting in a room and making with people.
Yes, I do too. I love that.
I think
I
it's
love
also
it.
great too that we're still able to connect to like this virtually. Like who knew like Zoom would be such a connecting thing, and like Beth is saying, it's so nice to just be able to. It feels like we're in the same space together, working together. And I don't know, that's really nice about all this. And this feels like one of those crayon conversations that you're talking about. It was just so nice to kind of just draw for a little bit and listen to you kind of talk about the process. So
Yes, I'm enjoying myself. This is fun. I'm loving it.
I think I'm done with my drawing, but
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to share?
yeah. Mine's a little bit, I was trying to think about it. I wish I made it look a little bit nicer. To me, it almost is on the verge of looking a little bit like a villain, but hopefully it's a heroic kind of Robin Hood.
Nice.
But this is my drawing. So I came up with the Harvest Queen, and my tagline is food for all. And so my superpower is that I make food for people. So I just produce whatever kind of food. My body is a cornucopia, and then my hair is spaghetti squash. And then I have a mouth that's corn, and then two eyes that look kind of like glasses, but they're pumpkins and sunflower cheeks. So I went with a fall harvest theme, but that's my superhero.
Nice. Here to save the day.
Food makes everything a better occasion, hopefully. So that's my superpower.
Yeah. Food helps me. So yeah.
It's funny as mine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say mine's really similar, and it's funny because I wasn't like really paying attention to what she was doing until like we had both already started. So mine is just the tree shrinker. Yeah, so it's like broccoli. So like tiny trees. And then so it's the tree shrinker, and it's just tiny trees for everyone. And yours was what?
Food for all.
Food for all. So we're both giving, I guess, tiny trees and food.
Nice.
Which is funny because we weren't like paying attention to each other was doing.
I can share next, and I feel like by making us add food into ourselves as a superhero, I think maybe that theme just automatically emerged. I forgot to come up with a tagline, but this is me as a banana. I'm so sorry, my cat is problematic today. Okay. I am a banana superhero, and then my cape is like the peel of a banana, and that is a picnic basket of food, and my superhero delivers prepared vegan foods to school. But no tagline. I forgot to come up with one.
You're so memorable that you don't need a tagline. I love the peel though. That was such a great touch.
I think that was my favorite part.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Nice. I love it. I love it. Shell, do you want to go next?
Okay. This is just a piece of fruit though. I didn't do anything else with it, but this is just it.
What is that? It's hard to see on the camera. I see that there's some writing. I am a fruit.
Yeah, I'm a fruit that is screaming.
Nice.
Me.
I like it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, so here's mine. My superhero is Super Smiler. Smiles so brightly, no crimes can ever be committed.
Nice.
Cute.
That's a bright smile.
Yeah. And my eyebrows are bananas.
Oh, wow. Nice.
There's a banana theme.
Yeah.
Banana brows.
I love the eyelashes too.
Mhm.
Thank you. She's so bright, nothing can ever go wrong.
Nice.
So catchy with her smile. Their teeth are so bright. Nice. So we have our own little self-portrait, which I
Really
think are
quick,
cool.
could I have everyone hold theirs up at one time and I'm gonna take a quick screenshot?
Yeah,
Oh wait, can I screenshot while I'm recording?
I think you can.
It's not letting me hit the screenshot function.
Oh,
Well, oh, it worked. It worked. I don't know why it wasn't working before. Okay. Sorry, my computer maybe just has a mind of its own today. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Cool. Thank you guys.
sweet. Thank you. Okay, so that was our self-portrait activity. For the next one that we'll do is we're going to draw our breathing. Now, this is something I had to research because I kept looking it up and I was like, now, what exactly does that mean to draw your breathing? There was an artist named Anna Bruns, and she has a lot of other people have talked about drawing your breathing, but she's one that I saw most recently talk about it. And basically, it's about understanding how you, as an individual, breathe just naturally. So what you'll need is, of course, a piece of paper and something to write with. And with this, you're going to basically breathe. You're going to start off breathing. So just get comfortable as you can. Take a good deep breath in. And when you exhale, put your pen to paper, wherever. Exhale, wherever you land. So each time you breathe, you're going to make a line from that mark, or you're going to either make a squiggly or just follow where you're breathing once you take it. So let's try breathing with. You want to try to keep a good steady breath. And if you want to get really deep into it, try to do the breathing and drawing with your eyes closed. And just let your pen just glide where it is going to go. You're just continuously breathing. With each breath, you're going to make a line or mark. Just let the pen just glide. And just allow yourself to be present and feel the paper underneath your fingers. Feel the pen in your hand. Just allow yourself to just feel what's happening. And then try to breathe a little bit faster than you normally would. See if that makes a difference in how your hand is moving while you're breathing a little faster. let's slow down a little bit. And when you feel like you have completed your paper for yourself, you can stop. I'll show you what mine looked like. Let's see. I don't know if the light's too bright, but let's see.
I see a smiley face there too.
See, it's funny because when I drew the eyebrows from the superhero, that ink bled onto the new paper.
Uh-huh. Nice.
So I just used that as a, let me see if I can turn this light down here so you can see it a little better. Not that makes a difference or not, because it's really, the sunlight's coming in naturally, but yeah, you see the eyebrows that bled through.
Yeah, that's a fun surprise.
Let me see this one. My boyfriend did one off camera, so this is his.
Wow.
He used an
Thank you
envelope.
for joining us.
Mm.
I know, you could have been joining. You could still join us, Gia.
Yeah.
He's off camera. He just came in too long ago. So he's like,
Okay.
oh, I'll sit and enjoy quietly. He did it with his eyes closed the whole time.
Nice. I ended up closing my eyes too halfway through, and I felt it was a lot more kind of like relaxing, and it helped me loosen up a little bit.
Yeah.
But I can show my drawing. So I did mine on a blue piece of paper. But yeah.
Ooh, I like it.
So towards the end, when the breaths were a little bit shorter, the lines got a little bit like shorter and quicker, and at the beginning they were a little bit longer and traveled throughout the whole paper. But yeah, so it was interesting to see the pattern that came out of this.
That is interesting.
Mine
Yeah.
was kind of similar. Like
Mhm.
the longer breaths
Mhm.
just have a much kind of smoother like arc to them.
Mm.
And then when I would breathe like faster, mine's just pencil, so it's kind of hard to see maybe. But the faster breaths were more of like a wavy kind of quick zigzag, whereas the longer breaths were kind of a smoother, longer like arc.
Mine followed very similar patterns to you guys, so I made different movements, but the breaths were, or the lines were how long I was holding my breath
Yeah, okay.
before I shifted, and then I would shift directions when I like switched to going in or out. So you can see the the periods in time when I was taking shorter or longer breaths.
Mm.
I noticed when I closed my eyes, I stopped thinking about what I was doing necessarily. I wasn't planning it out. So I was like, oh yeah, first I'm going to start with this line and go this way, go that way. When I closed my eyes, I had no control over seeing it, but I knew I was still doing some motion that was similar to it, but I couldn't really see what was going on.
Yeah.
But I knew, something was going to be on there. I just didn't know what it was going to look like. But I just stayed in the moment of breathing.
I was worried I was going to start drawing on my table because I was using Sharpie. And I'm like, I need to kind of see where were the pages, but I did okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Michelle, do you want to share?
These are the breathing patterns I've actually drawn to. I got the neck to ease into with the other breath patterns too.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah.
And we're all in different locations right now, and we all came up with something pretty similar. We were breathing together, So I think that's really cool. I dig it. I love it. And let's see. For another cool mindful activity, you want to grab another piece of paper. And of course, keep your handy dandy writing or drawing utensil. This is something I used to love to do when I was younger too. You're going to pick either your left or your right hand. I'm left-handed, so I'm going to draw with my left hand. So you're going to trace the hand that you're not using. So I'm going to trace with my left hand. I'm going to trace my right hand with my left hand to make that sound even more confusing. I'm just trace your hand. How about that? Put your hand on the paper and just trace the hand that you are not using and just draw your hand out. Trace it. Okay. So after you've got your hand traced, within your hand, you're going to tell a little autobiography about yourself, but you're going to use numbers, symbols, or shapes. See how you could come up with that. So you can put different symbols. You can do maybe different mandala symbols, kind of like what's on my shirt. Just tell about yourself. Because you're the expert on who you are. Nobody knows you better than you. So let's see what we can come up with for ourselves. So you want this hand to kind of tell a story about who you are, where you've come from, where you are at right now, and where you would like to be, where you're going. And just be patient with yourself as you're thinking of these things. So if somebody found this just out anywhere, let's say you dropped it, and who is this person? What would you want to be known about you? It's almost like picking up somebody's history book, but it's something just with the most basic symbols and signs, labels even. And as you're drawing, just be mindful of any part of your body that's really tense. Just maybe try to focus on how you can release that tension there. I know with me, it's always in my shoulders generally. Shoulders tend to get really tense. This is just an activity, just kind of relax, reflect even, and to think about tomorrow. Paper fell into the candles. How's it going with everybody?
Good.
Good. Cool. Does anybody have any major plans for the weekend?
Not really. I might do some projects a little bit over the weekend.
You know what kind of projects you're gonna do, Michelle?
Don't know yet, but I might be doing like a tie-dye thing.
Ooh, that's a good
You know,
idea.
That'll be
My
really
mom actually got me this for Easter, which is a headband that can tie-dye.
okay.
She got me
That's
this, I can tie-dye this. I might be doing this over the weekend.
That's
If you do
exciting.
it, I think we would love to see the final product next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
That seems fun.
I'm
I love
excited to see what colors you use, Michelle.
Huh?
I'm excited to see what colors you use.
Okay.
I am staying in and doing homework all weekend, which does not sound fun, but the excitement in that is
Homework.
that the end of the semester is 2 weeks away. So it's worth it
Okay.
because if I get through the next 2 weeks, I made it through a semester of grad school. I survived.
It's a big
Yeah.
deal.
You're in grad school, Beth.
I am. I am in grad school to get my master's in art education. So I
Art
want to keep doing
education.
what I'm doing, but I just wanted to learn a little bit more about it.
What is art education?
What?
So what is it then? What is
What
art
is it?
education?
What is art education? Well, I think for me, it's this kind of thing.
Okay.
Getting to hang out and make art together. I am kind of specializing in community and museum education. So exactly this, getting to make art programs and getting to hang out with you and learning how to write lesson plans. And I feel like a lot of what I'm learning at the grad school level is like how institutions work and the history of art education. So maybe where people have taught incorrectly. And so like, okay, now we need to try something new.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of this kind of thing.
Okay. So what classes are you taking? The one's art education.
So I'm taking one that is the evolution of art education, which is like a history class.
Okay.
I'm also taking curating contemporary art, where we got to design our own art show, and then we're all applying to a gallery in Baltimore. So one person in the class will get to actually like create an exhibition.
Nice.
And then two other classes that are a little more theoretical and hard to describe. Called Dissolving the White Cube. And then my thesis class, which is basically me just deciding what is the most important thing that I want to learn in grad school.
Yeah. Man, you're busy, Beth.
Interesting.
Yeah, it'll be good. So I'm 2 weeks away from the end.
Mm-hmm.
And for one of my classes, we have an art project component with our final. So I think part of what I'm going to do this weekend is do that art project, which will be really cool. And mine, we had to choose an artist or an educator to emulate. And so Terrence Hammonds, who used to be the artist in resident 2 sessions ago, was the artist that I interviewed and am drawing inspiration from.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we've been talking about going to the antique mall and just kind of going antique shopping over the weekend. So that might be what we do, just to see what kind of treasures we find. But
it's a great idea.
Get some sketch books. Karla, get some out.
But yeah, other than that, it'll probably just be kind of a relaxing weekend. So hopefully, so yeah.
Awesome. It's nice to see little activities again, you know, even if it's just going to the antique shop.
Yeah.
I don't think that I've done anything like that, but like people starting to feel more okay with those kind of things.
Yeah, and we haven't been probably since the pandemic, really, antique shopping. We used to go fairly regularly because we collect just materials from the antique shop to make artwork with and stuff like that. So it'll be nice. We finally have our shots, and so we feel a little bit better to go out safely and try to just, I don't know, enjoy the weekend. So yeah.
Nice. Question, Karla. I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's the question?
You're going to be taking your sketchbooks with you and looking at different acting stuff and drawing them out.
That's actually a really good idea. What I usually do is I use my phone a lot and take photos. And I use that to kind
Even
of,
better.
yeah, I see it as almost like a sketchbook. I take pictures of things that I find really interesting, and I use the notes app to kind of take notes too. So
Okay.
in a way, I see my phone as a sketchbook, like a digital kind of sketchbook. But yeah,
Okay.
I love getting like color palettes.
Maybe we can have them for our next class.
Yeah,
Using those
hey, that's a good
photos.
assignment to give me, Michelle.
Yeah.
I'll have to do that.
So I have wrapped up my hand. How is everyone else doing with
I'm
that?
done.
Yeah.
You're done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who wants to go first?
I can share first.
Okay, go for it.
So I'm not totally sure that I completely followed the prompt, but I did my hand as kind of like a landscape drawing. Because where I'm at right now is in this period of thought where I'm really excited for change and adventure and travel. And as we come out of this, what does the next year look like and what's on the horizon? And so a lot of my identity right now is in this, like, I really want to live adventurously and boldly for the future. And then for another project earlier this week, we did I am poems where we kind of like filled in different adjectives about ourselves. So I drew some inspiration from that. And along the tips of the fingers, I wrote, I am open to change, honest, a little bit confused, and sometimes awkward.
Nice.
Okay.
There we go.
Nice.
Who
I
wants
give
to
you
share
a
next?
hand for that. Yay!
Michelle, do you want to share?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So mine is just in pencil though. But it tells you some things that I have been doing. Like I put next some music notes, but yeah, because I like doing music,
Mm-hmm.
I listening to music. Then the thumb line is the stars. Then there's some words on the bottom, like dancing to music on my own. Then I have to write and sketch out from Coronation Street. I got two favorite actresses on Coronation Street, which is Debbie Webster and Abby Franklin. Then I did some other things too, like being creative, drawing, and coloring. I actually put down, networking.
Dang, that's a good one.
Then I put down acting too. And I just did some design pattern and just been the.
I love how much you fit in there. So much of your personality in these like little tiny details.
Thanks.
Nice job,
That's great,
Michelle.
Michelle.
Very good job. Very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So mine, how easy is to see. I like drawing maps a lot, so a lot of mine are kind of like locations or places, kind of map-like. So, I mean, with the way things have been, there's a lot of places I would love to go and visit and travel a little bit. So there's places like Mexico on here, different places that we used to travel to a lot. There's kind of a map, I don't know if I can put it up, of like the farm where we live and where I grew up. And then there's like a garden up there, kind of a little garden pattern. Just different projects that we're working on. We're working on like a quilt, so that's kind of up here. So different art projects, things that we have coming up for the future. Yeah, it's kind of abstract, kind of topographic.
Nice. That is so cool. I dig it.
It's funny because I guess we just think
We
the
think
same,
alike,
but
yeah, it's
I
weird.
also was thinking a lot about place. I think just places, whether like where I'm living now, where I'm from, or where I used to live, I think they really kind of have shaped me. So this is mine. So I thought a lot about numbers
Oh,
as
cool.
symbols. So right here in the middle, you see the latitude and longitude to the town where my family's from in Mexico, Zacatecas, Mexico. So that's like at the center of my hand because I think that location is a lot of who I am, and it's one of my favorite places to go to. But then at the bottom, you see like the date I was born, then the zip code to where I'm from in Indiana, where I was born in Indiana. Then I lived in OTR for a little bit when I went to the Art Academy, and then right now I'm in Kentucky. So a lot of kind of numbers that symbolize location. Then you see little flowers on each of the fingers, and those are like the state flowers to the different states that I've lived in, like Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana. In the middle, you see a cactus representing kind of the desert landscape in Mexico, a goldenrod, a carnation, different flowers. And those are all kind of rooting down to the bottom of the hand. So I think those places center me and just really describe a little bit of who I am. Another number that's important to me is like our wedding anniversary date. So I added that where a ring would be. So that's just an important number for me too. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not usually a numbers person, but I just thought that those were really kind of specific. And if someone were to look these numbers up, they would probably find those locations. So, yeah.
That is cool. That's so creative. That is neat. Well, here's my hand. So I drew a bunch of halos over each finger because I want to keep growing halo arts.
Nice.
And I want to reach out to more people with halo arts and just in general, other artists and different people within the community and outside the community. So I put the halos above each finger. And of course, I got my chip nail polish, which is something that's so real for me because my nails are always kind of falling apart. I have about maybe 2 good nail days, and then after that is just sanitized and washed away. And I'm like, it's just evidence of when I tried. So
I can relate to that too. Yeah.
And then like how you were talking about numbers, 3 is my number I connect with. So like moving around 3 times, 3 different cities, 3 schools. So I put 3 in the middle right here, and I put it on my thumb. But I didn't want to put it on every single finger because I'm like, okay, there's a reason why I went through certain things, but I don't necessarily want it on each of my hands or each of my fingers. Like I want them where they are for a reason, but not necessarily taking over the whole hand. Of course, I love drama, so I put some drama faces.
Okay.
I love acting. I'm a big advocate for understanding mental health, so I put the different, like a smiley face, okay face, happy face, understanding that. I drew a weight because I want to be healthier and stronger, not just physically, but emotionally. I drew my cat, Mr. Mercury, in here. That's him right there. Yeah. I named him after Freddie Mercury. So his name is Mr. Mercury.
Great name.
Mr. Mercury. Yeah. Murky for short. So that's my baby.
Now I feel bad. I should have included my pets too.
Oh, that's okay.
They're on my thumb.
Are they? Good.
Oh. And let me see. I do the spaces. I drew a journal because I believe in doing a lot of writing. When I was younger, I wrote more than I spoke. And even now, I still am becoming more comfortable with speaking in front of people and just being comfortable being who I am speaking and just in general. But I always got my journal with me in case I need to express myself quickly and privately and all that. So got that. And yeah, that's pretty much my hand. That's what it is. That is me.
And you have peace.
And peace. Yes, definitely gotta have
Yeah.
peace.
I just saw the peace sign on that hand. Yeah. Actually,
Yeah,
I drew
I got
that
the peace
today in the
sign.
sketchbook.
Yep.
I love the
Yeah.
halo symbols that you added on top of each finger.
Oh,
It's
thank you.
really nice. It makes it
Thank you.
glow. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna put it on the actual nails, and I was like, nah, I want them like shooting out, like
Mhm.
instead of having rings, like they nails, I just wanted them hanging above my head.
Yeah.
Not my head, my fingers.
Yeah.
It was really smart.
So fun.
Can I get one more photo of everyone today?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, if everyone can hold up your piece.
Yeah.
All right, the screenshot is working for me this time. Hey, Michelle, can we see your face too? Cool. 1, 2, 3. Awesome.
Yay.
This is so much fun,
Yeah, I
Laila.
really like
Thank you so much for all these activities. They're so
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah,
This
thank
was
you.
a lot of fun. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
It was awesome. Mhm.
Just as a quick announcement for some fun things we have moving forward, the CAC actually had a new exhibition open today, 2 new exhibitions open today. So if you guys get a chance, I believe both will be running through August. So there's a lot of time to go hang out, check that out. And we also have our annual performance festival this weekend. It has changed a lot due to the pandemic, but there are small performances, intimate performances, virtual performances, and all of that can be found on the CAC website. The first thing you'll see right now is TTT, which is the Performance Festival, and you can find a list of anything that you could join. Some of the things you can join from home, some of them you can come out and hang out. So we would love to see you guys at those kind of things this weekend too.
Thank you, Beth.
Awesome. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everyone. I hope you all have a great weekend. And thank you, Laila, so much for joining us today.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
This was
A lot of
wonderful.
fun.
Mhm.
All right. Have a
We'll
great
see you all.
Have a
Bye.
good weekend. I'll be in touch.
Okay.